So this video is made for my colleagues at Manual Osteopathic College of Canada, but I'm hoping that this will be also helpful for anyone who's looking to improve their skill for assessing the sacrum, in a sense that it gets faster and their thought organization process becomes simpler. So we were given this wonderful chart from the college. This is a great chart, and it talks about all 6 different classification for the sacrum lesion or dysfunction, if you will. But many of my colleagues told me that this is wonderful, but there are too many options, and I don't have enough time to think this through while doing the assessment, and I don't want my client to feel like I'm frozen. I understand this completely, and I've had the same struggle, and I've been trying really hard to simplify this process, and then I think I found one, and it's been working really well, and I want to share this, and hopefully this will simplify your life and also improve your client satisfaction as well. So what we learned during the class is that we have the client lay prone, and then we start with checking the deep sulcus and DILA. DILA means depressed inferolateral angle of the sacrum. Now, to simplify the thought process, what I recommend is this: when we check this deep sulcus and DILA, the first thing that we need to think of is this: are they on the same side or opposite side? Now, the reason why I suggest this is that depending on if this is on the same side or opposite side, we can already classify if the lesion happened on the oblique axis, or if this is a one-sided flexion or one-sided extension. Now, some of you guys who's watching this video may feel a little bit confused when I say one-sided flexion, one-sided extension, and oblique axis and things like that, because I know that some people actually learn this using different terminology. Like instead of one-sided flexion, you might have learned unilateral flexion, unilateral extension, all this kind of thing. And this oblique axis were taught using the terminology torsion. But just bear with me, I'm trying to be as descriptive as possible in terms of biomechanical movement that actually happens. And I will go through all process. So this is kind of like a formula that I recommend people to follow. But after I explain this formula, I will also explain more in detail in terms of what happens biomechanically, and then I will come back and then it will become very clear, crystal clear. I promise. So going back to the formula, so if the deep sulcus and DILA are opposite side, then the lesion happened or dysfunction happened on the oblique axis. This is a rotation on the oblique axis, either this axis or that axis. Yeah, and if the deep sulcus and DILA are the same side, then it's either one-sided flexion or one-sided extension. So just by focusing on these, we already narrowed down the option to 2 instead of a 6. Yeah. Then now we just need to know which one is it. Which one is the actual lesion out of 2 possible ones. Now for that, we do the Sphinx test, right? So what we look at during the Sphinx test is this. As a result of the Sphinx position, if the DILA disappears or if the DILA remains the same or gets worse. So to simplify things, I'm gonna just treat the DILA remains the same and gets worse as the same result. No difference, really. And if the DILA disappears, that means that the lesion or dysfunction is a flexion-based lesion. So that means now we can know that flexion-based lesion, so it'll be either this or that. But we already differentiate that using this, right? So it gets simple like that. And if the ILA remains the same, it's an extension lesion. Okay? Now then that means it's either this or that. But we already differentiated that. So we know which one it is. Yeah. So it's that simple. But I know that this still feels a little bit confusing because I haven't related all this with actual biomechanical thing happens. So I'm gonna talk about that and relating to while relating to what it means by one-sided flexion, what it means by oblique axis flexion or extension. And then I will come back here and it will become clear.